Recorded Books and RB Digital present Lulu's Mysterious Mission by Judith Viorst. Illustrated by Kevin Cornell. Read by Michele O. Medlin. Stop. Don't begin the first chapter just yet. There's something I need to tell you, and I think I'd better tell it to you right now. This isn't a book about Lulu's mysterious mission. It's actually about Lulu's babysitter. And that's what I wanted to call it, except two kids that I know, Benjamin and Nathaniel, kept telling me that Lulu's babysitter was a really boring title. Which means that the name of this book has absolutely nothing at all to do with the story I'm writing. You have now been warned. Wait. Now that I have warned you, I am feeling a tiny bit guilty. Like maybe it isn't fair to trick readers like that. Like maybe there ought to be a law that what's inside a book has to somehow match up with the name of the book. So maybe, I'm not promising, but just maybe, I'll put in some stuff about a mysterious mission. Meanwhile, either return this book or keep reading. You'll find out what happens when Lulu meets up with Miss Sonia Sofia Solinsky, who is definitely not your Mary Poppins type babysitter. And you might find out about a mysterious mission. Chapter 1. But first, let's go find Lulu, who is in the living room screeching, "No, no, no!" Although she doesn't screech much anymore. However, the news she was hearing from her mom and her dad was so utterly, totally shocking that it not only started her screeching, but almost shocked her into throwing one of her heel-kicking, arm-waving, on-the-floor tantrums. Lulu, however, thinks of herself as too grown-up now to throw tantrums, which also means she thinks of herself as grown-up enough to go with her mom and her dad on the trip they just told her that they would be taking without her. When Lulu had finished screeching, she fiercely glared at her mom and her dad and asked them, in a not-too-nice voice, these questions. How can you have a good time if I'm not there? And who's going to take care of me? And how can you be positive that this person won't kidnap me and hold me for ransom? And, or maybe she'll stop feeding me and start yelling at me and hitting me and locking me down in the basement with the rats. Okay, that isn't technically a question. When Lulu was done, her mom and her dad looked at each other, then answered very carefully. For even though their daughter wasn't the serious pain in the butt that she used to be, she wasn't the easiest girl in the world to be parents to when she didn't get her way. First of all, said Lulu's dad, there are no rats in our basement. As a matter of fact, we don't even have a basement. But even if we did, said Lulu's mom, we'd never hire a sitter who'd lock you up in it, or starve you, or hit you, or yell at you, or kidnap you. Or, added Lulu's dad, hold you for ransom. And if you were held for ransom, Lulu's mom assured Lulu, patting her oh so lovingly on the cheek, we'd pay whatever it took to get you back. But, Lulu pointed out, removing her mom's patting hand from her cheek, if instead of paying the ransom, you'd let me come with you, this trip of yours would cost a lot less money. Lulu's dad explained that as much as they loved and adored their precious only child, they wanted to have, for the first time since they'd been parents, a private, Grown-ups only.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?